There's always the chance for the best outcome despite every difficult circumstance. And in today's show, we see how possibilities unfold for young people as the government reaches out to improve their lives through training and employment. Also coming up, the Tourism Enhancement Fund's Clean Coasts project and how you can help promote a litter-free environment. I'm Adrian Atkinson and this is Jamaica Magazine. The next half hour will be full of useful information, so stay with us.
Program implementation remains strong. We also welcome the recent wage agreements. It was a proactive and important step in reducing Jamaica's public debt. A gradual economic recovery is underway. The growth outlook is improving. Growth is now projected to be about 1.4% for this fiscal year.
The government of Jamaica is on a mission, going for growth, staying the course, and transforming the economy through its economic reform program.
The government, through the Heart Trust NTA, is helping young people with no academic qualifications or skills. Heart is providing training, giving them the tools of empowerment and employment. The Unattached Youth Program has given these young people a lifeline, a chance to realize their hopes and dreams, and the possibility for a better life.
I was unemployed.
I was not working. I was home.
I was unemployed at home, not doing anything, just home, not doing anything.
The reality that has faced these young people and thousands more is being changed because of a timely and relevant program of the government. It's one designed to create fully skilled young professionals, and it's being dubbed the Heart Trust Unattached Youth Program.
What is it that can give us greater happiness and fulfillment than to engage and to assist in those who for one reason are weaker in terms of their attainments to do better?
When you look at the statistics, some persons are putting out there as much as 150,000 persons who are out there who are unattached, not meaningfully engaged in any other activities. And so we need to now look at how is it that we are going to treat with that particular group. Of course, we don't have the requisite resources to treat with all 150,000 in any one year. However, the minister has asked that we make a meaningful intervention in treating with those persons from that particular grouping.
We must make Jamaica attractive to investors, local and foreign, on the basis of having the most trained workforce, appropriately trained and attitudinally competent.
And so we have put together a program to treat with the underserved youth and to see how we can best impact at least 15,000, as the minister indicated.
Yes, the Education Minister has mandated Jamaica's national training agency, the Heart Trust NTA, to intensify its focus on the E in the agency's acronym, representing employment. One of the ways that the agency has been doing this is through its Unattached Youth Program, which is targeting youth 17 to 30 years old. The program is now in its pilot phase, operating in northeast Manchester, western St. Andrew, and the community of Seaview Gardens.
The program module is in three forms. First of all, some persons will be on the apprenticeship program that we have. Some persons will be on pre-tech program depending on our assessment as to their readiness to take on the curriculum here at Heart Trust NTA. And some persons will be put on a full NVQJ path where they're on a training program that will lead to the full NVQJ certification, either within our institutions or existing community centers.
So even if you do not have any CXCs, Heart has something for you. You could be placed in the pre-tech program, learning basic mathematics and English to get qualified for the next level. Young people in Northeast Manchester are making progress under this program.
Non-verbal communication, poor communication between employees and company management.
At Northeast Manchester, there are currently 138 persons who are enrolled across 6 skill areas primarily at Ormwood. So we have 138 persons in this region, and there are 2 locations in this region, the Ormwood Technical High School, of course, and the Shudley Resource Center.
I've been learning a lot because we just finished a unit on communications, and we also did health and safety procedures as well.
Learn about data operation, and it's a pretty good thing. Learn to fit a computer up, learn software skills, and a lot more. I think it would benefit me because we get certified at the end.
So at the end of this course, if they do not land themselves a job within an organization, they can become entrepreneurs because they can open their own computer shops and do their repairs and do their softwares as well.
So how were these unattached youth selected?
We were in contact with persons from the communities, and we asked them to spread the word. We sent out some flyers, spread the word to the young people that this program is coming up and we need persons for the different skill area. They applied to the Heart Trust, and we did for the persons who were not readily qualified with their CXCs, SSC, we had them sit the heart test, and the persons who were successful in the testing and who had CXCs, we had a day where we came up here with our team and we had interviews for them, and from there we did the selection, and then we had a week of orientation for them.
Areas currently covered in the program range from data operations to housekeeping to motor vehicle repairs. Classes are held Mondays to Thursdays at an established time, with some students in the apprenticeship program receiving on-the-job training. As a bonus, students receive a small stipend of $500 daily or $2,000 a week for the duration of their program just to attend classes. More important, at the end, you get internationally recognized certification from the Heart Trust NTA.
At the end of the program, they will be well-rounded. So applying to the hotels or even guest houses or on cruise ships, they shouldn't have a problem because they'll be well-rounded to work in any of these areas.
Your shoulders.
Youth with disabilities are also included, as one of the action plans is to offer information and communication technology ICT training to them.
What we're going to do as we roll the program out further is to make sure that persons with disability are not disenfranchised, and that we begin to create an environment that will allow persons with disability to be meaningfully engaged.
So for now, the pilot is only in 3 areas. But once that's completed, the program will be rolled out in all constituencies island-wide.
Wherever you have the greater concentration of unattached or underserved, that's the area in which we would want to put our intervention.
And we are hoping that at the end of the day, for all persons that we have engaged, we can place them in jobs. Or for the persons who are so inclined, that we can give them a startup kit to start their own business.
It's going to benefit me because I will be receiving a level 2 certificate from Heart Trust. So that will help me in the process of getting a job in a data operations company.
It has been good. I mean, I wasn't doing anything and now I'm doing something with the hopes of doing better in the future. So any form of upliftment from one stage to the other is always good. Ultimately, I'd like to get a job, then open my own business.
When, not if, when I get my certificate, I'm going to go much further in life. I'm looking sky high.
See, you got to work for the things life requires. Yes, you've got to work for the things you need.
clean, beautiful beaches and oceans have always been an important part of life. We can make a contribution whether we live on the shoreline or miles away.
Today is International Coastal Cleanup Day, and various agencies and community groups are out cleaning up our beaches and coastlines. It is a worthwhile event, not only for the sake of the environment, but for the tourism sector as well. Cleanup activities such as these support government's effort to promote partnership and awareness to protect our coastal areas from pollution.
Problem is a really big problem, and we need to be afraid of this problem. When you come out here and see the amount of garbage that has piled up, it is frightening.
A lot of animals mistake garbage for food, and then they eat them and then they die.
I had a discussion with the persons, the Recycle Jamaica campaign, and they're telling me that somewhere in the region of 250 to 275,000 cases of plastic bottles are produced every day. It's a frightening number.
Jamaica's coastal waters represent an invaluable source of food, employment, recreation, and habitat. They also provide defense against many natural disasters. Unfortunately, due to improper waste disposal by many of us, more and more of our waters are being polluted each year, which creates the need for a regular coastal cleanup exercise. Have you ever done this? It seemed like the most convenient way of getting rid of that piece of garbage, right? And after all, who wants junk piling up in their personal space, making things look untidy, or even creating a health hazard? Well, when you throw that piece of trash out of the window, you're actually creating the very reality you don't want, just in another way.
Plastic bottles are actually the #1 items that are collected.
Plastic bottles, shoes, slippers, jars, big pans and stuff, buckets.
It's the garbage that is washing down from our gullies.
You see, when you throw that piece of trash through your car window, it rolls away, very often rolling into a stream or a river, and by ebb and flow, eventually gets into the sea. Then, the fishes, marine mammals, reptiles and other sea creatures may become entangled in the garbage, or worse, ingest them and die. According to the National Environment and Planning Agency NEPA, a general lack of awareness about the importance of proper waste management is a critical concern for Jamaica. That was highlighted in a study done by the Inter-American Development Bank and has long been a concern for the Jamaica government and non-government groups. This concern has driven a yearly activity to clean up your coastlines internationally and at the local level. Initially started by local NGO, the Jamaica Environment Trust, JET, the movement is now heavily supported by Jamaica's government, particularly through the Tourism Enhancement Fund. TEF has pumped millions of dollars into the annual exercise used to commemorate International Coastal Cleanup Day.
Every year, the Tourism Enhancement Fund has been sponsoring the Coastal Cleanup Day. It's very important. It has turned out to be a huge success, and it makes a big difference.
Cleaning up the beach so that the animals in the sea can not die and live happily.
While Kayla may want the animals in the sea to live happily, we humans have major cause for concern. In Jamaica, many depend on the fishing industry to make a living and to get fishes and other sea creatures such as lobster, conch, and shrimp for food. If we don't curb our waste disposal practices, however, we face a grim future. Not only is our food and health in danger, but also our finances. Tourism is one of the highest revenue earners for Jamaica, and we heavily depend on our beaches for our tourists and visitors to swim and enjoy other recreational activities. Jamaica's coral reefs are also commercially important, as they are important dive sites for water sports operators.
We have started to do a year-round program, which also deals with elements of community sensitization. We're going to have to deal with issues of public education. The Tourism Enhancement Fund, we're working on a project to look at that. We're going to do some surveys and target source areas, high-risk areas, to see what can be done because, prevention, ounce of prevention is better than a pound of care. We've got to deal with that.
NEPA, as the state-run environment agency, also continues to roll out extensive public education programs to sensitize more Jamaicans to the present realities and the need for change.
Public education programs that we would have at the agency and also in collaboration with the Urban Development Corporation. So based on that information, we now know that one of the major thrusts that we should be pushing towards is actually the recycling of these bottles and plastic items. I think another important point is that coastal cleanup is not just about picking up the garbage and about recording the data, but also about getting persons to change their attitude to how they dispose of waste and how they generate waste.
For those who may not see the need for changing their garbage disposal practices or attitudes, think about this. Under the National Solid Waste Management Act of 2002, it is an offense to dispose of solid waste in any area or in any manner not approved by the authority. And if you're found guilty, you could face a fine not exceeding $1 million, imprisonment not exceeding 9 months, or both. The legislation also clearly states that it's an offense to throw, drop, or otherwise deposit and leave litter in public places.
Everyone in Jamaica, across the length and breadth, not just on the coast, are the problem. And what we've got to do is recognize among us what it is that we want to leave for our children. What is the legacy?
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
Cancer is a very costly illness to treat, both for individual families and the country as a whole. Government has recognized that fact and has been working to put in place improved systems for cancer care to increase access to more affordable treatment.
The battle against one of the most feared illnesses is being waged. Government, along with its partners, is making the tactical advance against this condition, where abnormal cells in the body divide uncontrollably, with the ability to invade other tissues and spread to other parts of the body. Cancer has been one of the leading causes of deaths in Jamaica, leaving in its wake grieving families and many unfulfilled dreams and aspirations.
One full course of a particular drug for a particular kind of breast cancer, full course could run you anywhere between 3.2 million and 3.6. Each dose is somewhere over $200,000, and you require between 17 and 18 doses. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, that this is a prescription for poverty, and for many, family savings are wiped out by just one member having cancer.
Among the most common cancers diagnosed in Jamaica are prostate, breast, cervical, lung and colorectal cancer in adults, and leukemia and brain cancer in children.
I am now leading a charge that leads to a broad spectrum attack on cancer: prevention, screening, early diagnosis, treatment, rehabilitation, and palliative care. We will, on a phased basis, streamline the cancer care path and systematically remove the bottlenecks to effective treatment, including reducing the high cost associated with its care and treatment.
A national cancer registry is being established to ensure correct and timely data is captured for the entire island. An anti-cancer screening laboratory is also being established at the University of the West Indies, Mona, the first dedicated lab in Jamaica and the Caribbean. It will help identify treatment options and possibly a cure for the condition using natural resources available locally. In the meantime, breast cancer patients can now access the breast cancer receptor test as a subsidy benefit given to National Health Fund NHF members. The test is offered at the University Hospital of the West Indies Pathology Laboratory. It involves testing breast cancer cells to determine whether they are hormone receptors or biological receptors, which are important information in making treatment decisions.
The NHF's coverage of breast cancer, of breast receptor studies, is timely and in keeping with the policy of the government through the Ministry of Health to improve cancer care delivery and increase patient accessibility and affordability.
The fight against cancer also involves installing state-of-the-art radiation equipment and treatment facilities at the Cornwall Regional Hospital in St. James and at the St. Joseph's Hospital in St. Andrew. At a total cost of nearly $14.5 million, both centers should come on stream in 2016. While that's in the works, the cancer ward at the Kingston Public Hospital has been receiving significant upgrading work with the installation of first-class equipment and 18 chemotherapy stations. It is run by specialists trained in the management of cancer patients.
The chemotherapy unit was furnished with infusion pumps. Infusion pumps are used to administer chemotherapy at a rate which is tolerable to the patients.
Audiovisual entertainment and other amenities are also installed in an effort to make the infusion process more tolerable. The improvements to the KPH Cancer Care Ward have reduced waiting time for chemotherapy and cancer surgeries and caused overall improvement in the quality of care.
The feedback from the patients has been incredible. Where we are at now is that there are no significant delays, especially for cancer surgery, that you are seeing almost immediately or certainly within 2 weeks, and your surgery is scheduled within either the next available operating list or within a 2-week period.
In late 2014, the country witnessed some landmark world-leading cancer surgical procedures.
We had one recently which was first of its kind cancer surgery, and that went very, very, very well. And also recently we had another neurosurgical, joint neurosurgical ENT procedure as well, which again was the first of its kind here in Jamaica.
From screening to treatment, Jamaica is witnessing phenomenal advances in cancer care. With the expertise of world-class surgeons and other professionals, the Ministry of Health is improving the health outcomes of our people.
Hi there, I'm Andrea Chisholm with your JIS News of the Week. The Police High Command this week officially launched the Get the Guns campaign as part of efforts to reduce crime in Jamaica. Police Commissioner Dr. Carl Williams said they were aiming to pull in illegal guns and ammunition used by criminals to commit crimes.
Our intention is to seize illegal guns well above the current annual rate of 600. We need this initiative to help to reduce gun violence in Jamaica.
Police operation will also be increased island-wide. Coastal watches will be implemented to put a dent in the guns for drugs trade, and police officers and divisions who seize the most illegal guns and ammunition will get incentives. In the meantime, National Security Minister Peter Bunting said a number of measures were being implemented to rid the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF of rogue cops. The minister's remarks came amid reports that members of the force are committing crimes. He was speaking at a function to hand over 60 motorcycles valued at $58 million to the police. And news came this week that a state-of-the-art air traffic control tower would soon be commissioned into service at each of the island's 2 major international airports. The Director General of the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, JCAA, said the new towers would cost about $2.6 billion.
The upgrades will see our radars, automation systems, voice communication and control systems, and ATC simulation systems upgraded.
Meanwhile, changes to the Civil Aviation Act, which increased the number of board members of the JCAA, were approved by Parliament this week. The number of board members will now move from 9 to 12. Portfolio Minister Dr. Omar Davies said the increase was necessary to better manage the increasing workload of the JCAA.
This has come about both with the growth of the industry in Jamaica, as well as in terms of the increase in the demands of the global civil aviation community and the requirements of the International Civil Aviation Organization.
The local government minister announced this week that the draft version of the National Building Bill would be adjusted to make it mandatory for buildings to have rainwater harvesting facilities. This will ensure that Jamaicans are in a position to deal with drought conditions when they arise.
We're trying to fine-tune that arrangement before we take the bill to cabinet and then for debate. So that's the only thing that is holding it up now. All the structural things, the relations, the professionals, and so on, all of those have been cleared.
The minister was speaking at the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between the local government ministry and the University of Technology. Under the $6 million project, which will initially last for a year, stakeholders will receive further training to expand their knowledge of the local government sector. And in health news, the Inter-American Development Bank provided $250,000 for the development of a 10-year strategic plan to improve Jamaica's health sector. Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson said this 10-year plan was an essential first step.
We believe that 10 years is the minimum time that we should be looking now in developing this blueprint, this roadmap for health. This will result in a paradigm shift in the way we deliver healthcare services to the population. We hope to sign this agreement within the next couple of weeks.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller said on Wednesday that she was pleased with the improvements made at Wysinco's White Marl plant in St. Catherine. Wysinco has pumped $600 million in a new filling and packing line for beverages.
This will not only redound well for its customers, but also for the manufacturing sector and the economy as a whole. I therefore wish to commend the Wysinco Group, its hard-working employees and leaders for the significant investment it has made in Jamaica and for its shared mission to improve the lives of our people.
A new infant department was officially opened at the Bull Bay All-Age School on Tuesday. The Education Minister said the move was in keeping with the government's policy to invest more in early childhood education. The new infant department at Bull Bay All-Age was built under the Ministry of Education's Early Childhood Rationalization Program. And finally, 11 judges were this week sworn in to serve in the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. The judges were sworn in at a ceremony at King's House on Monday. 3 judges who were appointed to serve in the Court of Appeal will officially begin their duties on September 23. The remaining puisne judges and masters in chambers began their duties on September 16. And those were just some of the stories making news of the week. I'm Andrea Chisholm.
This is where we close Jamaica Magazine for today. Join us again tomorrow for another informative show. In the meantime, keep the link, use our Facebook and Twitter pages, visit our YouTube channel, and of course the JIS website to see these and other features. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson, reminding you to stay healthy, eat well, get adequate rest, and make every day a productive one.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.